Hey guys, what's up? It's Park Chan-wook Q&A. Oh my god, I need it. Please, Park Chan-wook, please show up, please. What's up is a culture detective here investigating your favorite anime movies, and today I'm going to be doing an anime movie review on Chainsaw Man, the movie Reze arc. Yes, so Chainsaw Man is a manga by Fujimoto Tatsuki. It is adapted into an anime by MAPPA Studios, one of the biggest, most successful anime studios working right now. This is a new movie from the Chainsaw Man franchise. It is directed by Yoshihara Tatsuya, and this is Chainsaw Man Reze arc. Yeah. So this is really cool. But I actually got myself a poster of Chainsaw Man Reze arc a few months ago when I went to the Anime Expo, and also I went to the panel. Look at this. No, I didn't go to the panel. Did I? I forgot. I just remember getting this poster from the MAPPA booth, so not exactly from the panel. And also on top of that, to show you how dedicated I am, I actually have the manga of Chainsaw Man as... Oh, sorry, YouTube. You didn't see that. I also bought the manga of Chainsaw Man in Chinese so that English speakers cannot read it. But anyways, Chainsaw Man Season 1 came out a few years ago, and I enjoyed it quite a bit, even though it wasn't like the deepest, most insightful and psychological thing ever. I thought the action is fun. I thought the characters are quirky and compelling, and it has a lot of potential for something deeper and more interesting, especially in the second half of Chainsaw Man Season 1, where you start seeing the more psychological side of the characters. Kobeni is still my favorite character of Chainsaw Man. But anyways, of course, anime movies are getting more and more common nowadays. Demon Slayer is doing more anime movies. Friggin' Kaguya-sama has anime movies. Jujutsu Kaisen has anime movies. Every single big anime franchise has anime movies now. So, of course, Chainsaw Man has to get on the wagon, has to get on the gravy train, and make their own movie. So now we have the Reze arc, basically adapted into one film. Now, before I watched the film, last time I went back to Hong Kong over the summer, I got volume 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 already, but I got volume 5. I got volume 6. And I even got volume 7. And I was just reading through it, I was just reading through, the Reze arc, etc., etc. Ooh, look, it's Denji and Reze at the cafe. And my first reaction is, wow, the arc is way shorter than I thought it is. The Reze arc feels really short and kind of inconsequential, and maybe it's just because I'm a fast reader, but it just didn't really... I bought volume 7 because I thought that the Reze arc would go from 5 to 6 to 7, and then I finished 6 and I was like, wait, it's over. And then I started reading 7, and it's a freaking International Assassins arc, which has nothing to do with Reze. So I was like, wow, the Reze arc is only 1.5 volumes. Now, how on earth is MAPPA going to adapt 1.5 volumes into 100 minutes? Well, I was a little bit concerned after reading the manga because I thought it's a little bit too fast. But the film does pad it out. Some of the scenes, the swimming scene, for example, they made it way longer, way more elegant and emotional. And some of the fight scenes at the end of the arc is definitely expanded so that it goes on for longer. But first thing I need to mention is the elephant of the room, and that is the animation is gorgeous. I wouldn't say the animation blew my mind, no pun intended, but I would say the animation is pretty on par with the TV of Chainsaw Man and also other MAPPA stuff of Jujutsu Kaisen. I think the animation is gorgeous, but do I feel the cinematic rush of an anime cinema No. But it is gorgeous. A lot of action lines are amazing. Whenever Reze pulls her grenade buckle and then does this, and then the bomb sets off, the film turns into reverse color palette, and those add so much weight to every explosion. The CGI car during the car chase actually worked really well when the car is cruising through the street lights. It just looks fantastic. I love the color palettes as well. All really good. I also really like the voice acting performances. I think Hanai Natsuki had more fun playing Beam than he had when he's playing Tanjiro in Demon Slayer. Ueda Reina as Reze is really good, really interesting as well. Her voice is way lighter than I'd expected. And I can say the same thing for Power, played by Fairuzai. Way softer and lighter voice than I thought. I can't help but think that Uesaka Sumire was probably their first choice because she's like one of the only voice actresses in Japan who can also speak Russian. But Ueda Reina is great. And I also find it really funny that Suda Kenjiro only had like one line in the movie at the end, which is really funny. But anyways, this film is enjoyable. I had a lot of fun with it. But did it blow my mind? Not exactly. Maybe it's because I've already read the manga prior to watching the film, so I was able to expect every single action beat. But I just think the side characters are even more interesting than Denji, especially Aki. I think Aki is way more complex than Denji with his distance from demons, or not demons, devils, and his stoicism, but also he showed a lot of heart at the end of this movie. Someone online pointed out that Aki and Angel's relationship is actually an allegory for AIDS, which is so crazy, and now that I've learned about it, I can never unsee it. Denji's character is really one note. I understand that that's supposed to be his character, but I do find it really interesting how much he's being manipulated by girls, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? And it's so funny because Fujimoto Tatsuki in an interview said that women are more superior than men, and you can see that reflected in his work because the women in his work are always the more powerful and the more evil and the more manipulative, and you can totally see that in Denji's life. The two girls Denji is in love with, Makima and Reze, are both evil and manipulative, and they exploit Denji. Denji doesn't use logic. He uses lust. He only has lust. He thinks with his dick. And so he's easily exploited, easily manipulated, very gullible. And that's actually interesting. And I think the film has actually more to say about doomed, naive romance than actual devil hunting. And my other complaint, minor complaint I have would be knowledge gaps. I think Reze finding out Denji is a devil hunter would be an interesting character reveal, but that was not. When did that happen? How did Reze know? Aside from Denji just telling her casually, I guess. Also, everyone during the fight at the end somehow understood that the bomb devil is connected to the gun devil, even though in the beginning Makima is the only one who knows, and I understand that one of the characters was like, the bomb devil is working with the gun devil, but it's just such a huge knowledge gap that I wish I could understand more. And my final thing I want to say is the movie watching scene, the movie date scene. I thought it's really interesting. It's very meta. I'm watching a film in the theater and I'm seeing Denji and Makima looking at us back. Kind of reminds me of that scene in the end of Evangelion. But either way, this is really enjoyable. It's a lot of fun, beautifully animated, could be more interesting, but otherwise, awesome film, and kind of giving it a decent 8 out of 10. So, have you watched Demon Slayer? Not Demon Slayer, what the fuck? Have you watched Chainsaw Man, the Reze arc? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching!